38 insights into how Spielberg finds meaning and motivation for blocking talent in the first half of his film Minority Report. Blocking is how characters move around in the scene and their placement in the frame. At the end, I'll sum up the top 3 lessons from this rapid-fire essay. Learn to block actors like Spielberg. Let's dive in. Jad, relaxed sitting, creates contrast between Cruise's energy, melded with music, and even with Jad's important dialogue.
Killer's male, white, 40s. Agatha nailed the time frame at 8:04 a.m.
Don't let dialogue alone decide blocking. Use character and subtext to do that as well. Jad, closer to camera than background character. Jad still sitting, but now upright and serious. Rigid blocking meanings can be beat by performance. Production design in room is minimalist, so background shadow is used to fill up blank wall. Economical shot. Again, draws contrast between Jad and Anderton. Jad's back to acting casual. If he was hopping around up and down, it would have drawn too much attention to the not lead. He's seen something of interest. Curved dolly push in to emphasize glance and the lean in by the character.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Same thing happening in this shot, but with blocking of characters creating a triangle directing our attention to both Anderton's eyes and the image he is viewing. He is blocking our view of his wife, feels energetic as we follow his actions, giving us a quick reveal of the long-lasting, piercing glance. Lines extended by eyeline and glasses to scissors to make it feel longer and more dangerous. We are given a slightly obstructed view of Cheater's behind. They are perfectly placed in frame so we see their out-of-focus faces, although Cheating's wife face is visible for longer, perhaps because she's the betrayer.
You know how blind I am without help.
Blocking emphasizes the whole team because later when Anderton is being chased, it is the outnumbering team that is pursuing him. Subtle foreshadowing that the man will have the payload put on him as we see through the device. Even in this sequence, as we discover Anderton does drugs, he is made to feel small in wide shots and the system, which will eventually go after him, big. It also makes it feel like he is being caught is inevitable. He is part of the underworld. He walks into focus and a close-up revealing who he is out of the shadows. Camera stays still. He walks back into the wide. You can get both a close-up and a wide without cutting or moving camera, but instead moving the characters. Burgess is higher on the stairs and higher in the government hierarchy. Spielberg is stacking characters at different distances from camera. It's visually interesting. Stacking also creates 3D triangle pointing to Witwer. Dialogue pivots from explaining to disagreeing, and blocking reflects that, with Witwer being on the opposing view and now on the other side of the frame. Jad's position close to camera also gives reason for Fletcher to cheat to camera, so we can see his performance and laugh. Anderton is in a class to himself. Glass and white light separates him from coworkers. Face off between the champions of the two arguments, one on each side. Calm and comfortable and confident, Anderton takes a seat. Sitting is a powerful position. Colin approaches in a show of aggression. Anderton now shown to be overconfident in his position. Characters are congregating in groups of 3, spaced between leads of scene and a supporting cast. Characters not sitting across from each other, possibly to make them feel united, a contrast for later when they are at each other's throats. Also a good idea for future use if one needs to save time by cutting shots and setups. Her eyes open, she sees something. She rises out of the water and camera pushes out, shows she is seeing something far out, and it's important even for pre-crime. We have a limited view here. Here you'll see the power of surprise as the hand reaches in frame and then a rack focus. It's only a surprise because the frame is narrow. If this happened in reality, Jad might have stopped to look at as Anderton approaches, but because the audience doesn't know it's coming, it's okay, Jad doesn't either. There is power here in seeing Jad's reaction. The whole tension rests on if Jad doesn't figure it out, and his performance is all that is needed to sell that. The coming dialogue partners with the camera move. The camera move's momentum is his momentum to do what he says.
Don't worry, sir. I'll bring him in. Unharmed.
It pushes in as if to follow. Danny, coming from the complete opposite direction, highlights the move's direction change, and the camera move is now Danny's as he nearly took over the team.
You're not going to do that. I'm taking control of the team.
You what?
Wait, Fletcher is second in command. It's his show to run. If you want, you can observe. Do it.
This shot nearly lasts a minute without cutting. Witwer looks at camera, empowered by the approach. That energy and his turn to Burgess motivates the pan.
What did you talk about?
The Mets.
Danny moves around to keep the long one shot interesting. Just as these two get overtly confrontational, the blocking reflects that, standing up and facing off, pushes in to elevate tension and to set up a coming tilt down. Using extras to wipe camera, blocking our view of subject to create a cut to reveal he is looking. This shot lasts 40 seconds without cutting, giving actors work to do that reflects their character, a retired woman and her plans. Helps them move in the scene is a good idea. She is moving around, making it feel like this shot isn't 40 seconds long. Camera reframes to keep her in frame each time, and the audience doesn't even notice. Is there a motivation for her moving or a dialogue cue? Here, she's giving space.
Okay, now take a minute to write yourself. Just, what is it you think I can do for you?
Because you invented pre-crime.
Curved dolly move here shows he thought she was the inventor pre-crime, but now she's on the other side. She's not quite that.
Haywire can be called invention, yes. Then I invented pre-crime.
You don't seem all that proud.
I'm not. I was trying to heal
She's distancing herself from that identity.
Who?
the innocence we...
Why have her approach camera instead of dolly in? Because her performance intensifies, helped by the space between them closing.
And it didn't take long. But occasionally, they do disagree.
Another character wiping the frame, blocking our view of Anderton to highlight him noticing a clue.
They do disagree.
She finally faces him directly because what she is saying is important.
Because these minority reports are destroyed the instant they occur.
With the scene's tension nearly at its peak, we again have a face-off, this time initiated by Anderton.
As they want them to be and not as they are.
Answer my question. Does Lamar Burgess know about the minority report?
Even with more face-offs, there are still gaps when they aren't talking directly to each other.
Would collapse.
Giving extra weight to the supercharged moments they do, this one even more so as the camera itself pushes in.
Young federal agent who wants your job, not even the old man who just wants to hang on to what he created.
The turn back is also a powerful blocking move by an actor. This one says she's surprised she has to say it.
The female.
He's taking Anderton's place as the man in the chair around the office.
Kill Crow for another 22 hours.
Excuse me, this is Chief Addison Space. You can't sit in his chair.
He's not here anymore.
He'll be back.
I doubt that.
What happened to you? Where?
In summary, here are my top 3 blocking takeaways from the first half of Minority Report. The power of having characters sitting. It can both make someone look casual, which can create powerful subtext when it goes against the situation.
Agatha nailed the time frame at
Relaxed and familiar.
That's not all. I spent a few hours down there, nerd. Does
Or on the other hand, it can show them as being in a weak or fragile position if they are physically below someone else, especially if that person across from them is approaching them close.
I have a warrant in my pocket that says different.
It can create a great contrast of smashing once casually powerful and to weakness, because the very fact that you're caught off guard makes the same blocking have wildly different meanings. If you are in a rush to finish your day or on a low budget, considering putting chairs kitty corner to eliminate a whole side of setups, leaving you to light and shoot only in one direction. In oneers or just long shots without cutting, giving characters reasons to move around, creating close-ups, setups, mediums, and wides all in the same shot. Thanks for watching part 1 on Spielberg's Blocking for Minority Report. Directors and actors take rapid-fire notes. Like, subscribe, and smash notifications to get your thinking in shots.